Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is January 8, 2024, 25 actually. Here is another daily analysis. We just got a bounce here for S&P 500. A doji bar just managed positive after hours. And I believe we are going to see a bounce potentially for tomorrow, especially if we go to, if we want to deep dive into it, let's go to 4 hours chart. Let me show you exactly what do I mean by bounce. So here is the 4 hours chart. As you see here, we just got higher shadows here at the bottom, and we just got into this demand area. This is a pivot, and this is a higher low. This is low, and we are just forming another higher low as well. So we are kind of like stalking in this white rectangular a triangle position, and we may see a bounce is coming potentially for this triangle going all the way up to 59.96 or 6,000 maximum. I would say this is a supply area. We should see some sellers are coming back again. So we may see a short-term bounce potentially for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be Thursday, and we just got 2 days sell-off yesterday, and today, which is the early session, we had sell-off. But these dojis telling me that we are due for a short-term bounce. So if you see tomorrow market is bouncing up, don't be surprised. I didn't buy any specific things. We just got into some small positions for our subscribers, and also Nasdaq futures market. We just get into a long position as well. Here's the Nasdaq 4 hours chart. The same pattern exactly like S&P 500. We just got low here, higher low, and higher low with those shadows here. It's forming ending diagonal formation, and we may see some kind of like a pullback to the upside. So we see something like this, and we shouldn't be surprised that this is the supply area, somewhere around 21,400 to 21,600. That's the area that I think market can have rally potentially tomorrow or even Friday and the next 2 days, each day 200-300. That's nothing for Nasdaq. And then we may see some kind of like a seller's pressure again starting next week or a later hour of the Friday session. We may see some kind of like a profit taking because people don't want to go to the weekend when they don't know exactly what's going to happen over the weekend. So here is the scenario, I believe, for Nasdaq and S&P 500. Even if we go to Dow Jones, which performed better today, still we are forming in this wide range consolidation. So this consolidation means we are stuck in this triangle, and either breaking through could be very aggressive one. For now, it's pretty hard if we say we're going to just breaking through to the upside or downside. If we get to smaller time frame, 4 hours time frame, this is my ideal scenario. We see that some kind of like, if this is a Fibonacci retracement, we see that a market is kind of like a stock in this range, and we are going to see buyers are holding this area. So this is a 42,000 to 42,300. And if we get above, again, if we get above this pivotal point, which is 43,000, then we may see some kind of like a rally all the way up to top of this candle, which is a white range bar, 43,500. That's the area that we have, which is going to be 900 above the current level. And that would be a very good potential long position, a long setup for traders. Again, this year is going to be a traders market. It's not going to be investors or long-term investors. People are going to be toasted, I would say. Market doesn't go anywhere. We are kind of like in a bull market, but we are in a last stage of the bull market. Again, if you haven't watched my forecast for 2025, make sure watch that one. We are going to see rallies, but we are going to see a sharp decline to the downside as well. Moving on to gold, which continuing to the upside, and gold is getting back to bullish momentum. We got above this pivotal point on January the 3rd today, and this is bullish. So still, I'm thinking if you haven't watched my gold gold video because I put like a gold analysis as well. I'm thinking there are two scenarios. Ultimately, both of them are bullish. For the short term, they're different. The first scenario, which I'm inclined to that one, and that would be my ideal scenario. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen. That's going to be a perfect setup for long opportunity. Is going to be we may see a correction, and that's going to be the final correction to the downside. Here, 24 to 20, 24, let's say 70 to 25, 20. And that is the ideal scenario for me for get into long position. Or the second scenario is going to be we already hit the bottom here. We are forming a very nice higher lows. And as long as, or I should say, as soon as we breaking through above 27.17, we should see this rally is going to continue into new all-time high. Both these scenarios, ultimately the target is going to be 3,200 to 3,300. Again, it depends on the short term, but I would say my analysis for 2025 is going to be we're going to see gold at new all-time high around 32 to 3,300, which is going to be a final potential peak for gold for multi-years peak. Silver is the same scenario. We are just seeing the momentum is shifting to the upside slightly, but silver is getting into overbought condition while we are seeing a kind of like a lower high in MACD. This means still we are in a corrective move, and any rally could be a corrective rally for a final low potentially to 26 to 27, which is going to be again the same scenario like gold. This is going to be a fantastic buying opportunity. So silver, same as gold, it's going to be two scenarios. One is we already hit the bottom. It's kind of like a potentially we may see not a deeper correction, consolidation, or just a higher low for a rally to the upside. Potentially $40 is coming silver for 2025, or we get a deeper corrective move to 26 to $27, then rallying all the way up to $40, which again, both scenarios are going to be bullish. It depends how you're going to position yourself within this name. Moving on to crude, which had a great move to the upside lately, but we are just seeing a consolidation choppiness here exactly around 72 to 74, which is very, very important. We got into this gap. We got into this wide range bar. This is a typical scenario before any breakout. I would love to see more consolidation because more consolidation above especially $72 tells me the bigger breakthrough is coming down the road. So let's wait for crude. As long as crude is above this $70 pivot, that is very bullish for crude. And I would say we should just give a crude benefit of doubt for breaking through this $77 to the upside. That would be the ideal scenario for 2025. I think crude hit a multi-months bottom here just last month in December, and we are kind of like in multi-months rally to the upside, but the rally is not strong as people want to see. We may see chopping around, but the rally is continuing all the way, I would say, until August based on my cycles. So we have 8 months rally potentially with up and down corrective move, but crude can hit to potentially $92 to $100 this year. Moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is getting back to the downside today, confirming yesterday's sell-off, but just defended around 92,000. Right now, Bitcoin is at 94,500 and nicely just rejected this pivotal point to the upside, which is kind of like a very technical. So short-term traders, they're just putting a stop losses here and they're just getting back to the long position. I would say still, I'm not in that camp that a Bitcoin will have a significant rally. We may see some kind of like 110 new all-time high, but that would be a nominal top. And I'm just looking for more corrective move, especially in February, March, April for Bitcoin before a substantial rally to the upside. Moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum is telling me the same thing here. We just got um, doji bar, and not a doji bar, just a long lower shadow here, which is a bullish. But this bullish case is after this sell-off, which tells me that we may see a dead cat bounce. 3,500 potentially is coming as a bounce. If it reverses back to the downside, then we are going to see a deeper corrective move is coming for Ethereum. Moving on to bond yield, just going down today, and Treasury just a flipping to the upside after capitulated to the downside. However, after hours, Treasury just hit it again. But today, Treasury tells me that buyers are coming, and it's the time that we can accumulate more in Treasuries just because the low is very close or already here. VIX 12 cents down, just rejected this top around $20. Dixie moving up, but hitting the significant topping area here around 109 and getting back to the downside. Right now it's at 108.99. Moving on to Magma indicator, $6 down today, but we have a mixed basket of technology stocks today. Apple just bouncing back up today after significant decline recently. Amazon 2 cents up, and Meta just a 7 cents down here. I would say we may see some kind of like a rally potentially if market bouncing tomorrow or on Friday. Microsoft seems like they're hearing me. This chart is big because I'm kind of like concerning about this chart. $2 uptick today. Another bad session in sell off today. Another bad session. Google. I know it was negative, managed negative, but candlestick formation is not that bad. We are consolidating. Netflix $4.19 down, and Tesla 58 cents up after a sell-off recently. Moving on to SMH, which is $1.81 down, and this is very interesting just because semiconductors are kind of like a mixing last couple days. SMH is down today, and after hours it took more hit, but I would say the bottom is pretty close for SMH, at least for a short term. The same pattern is SOX. Taiwan Semiconductor just getting down 2%. AMD slaughtered here 4%, however, still above this low. But this pattern tells me that we may see a bigger corrective move. Potential final low is coming for AMD as a capitulation. NVIDIA, very, I would say, zero change until after hours. It took hit like $138 right now, $2 going down after hours. And NVIDIA can go still 112 to 120. That's the area that I'm looking at for buy. Moving on to Texas Instrument, 55 cents up. Pretty good reaction to this level. So Texas is forming higher low. And if this is the final higher low, we may see Texas is getting back to the upside, at least for 10% to the upside. And that would be nice setup for traders, again, trader. And Lam Research 48 cents down here, just reacting to this $80. We need to see a consolidation if it wants to break in through to the upside. XLF financials, they are kind of like hanging around here, $48 for XLF. KBE forming a bearish consolidation, 1 cent up. KRA 2 cents down today. JP Morgan 4 cents down today. Goldman Sachs 10 cents down. Bank of America 13 cents up. Good price action for Bank of America, contrary to the other ones. And Wells Fargo, just the 2 cents down here, nothing spectacular. GDXJ, which is, GDX, which is a gold miner ETF, they just went up nicely today, 2.43%. So this sector is telling me that we may see gold is not going to have a correction, at least for the time being, just because miners are leading and participating in this rally. GDXJ, the same pattern here. AEM $2.21 up, pretty good pattern. Newmont 2.54% up. This one is forming, if I want to zoom in here, or I can just show you a nice reverse head and shoulder here is forming for Newmont, and we are right at that neckline here. So 39 to $40 along with this supply area. That's the short-term resistance. If it consolidates here, this means it's going to go higher, at least to $44 area, which is going to be the huge sell-off zone or this gap. So we will see. I would say still Newmont is going to be buy at this area. Even if you are an investor, this is a good area. Franco-Nevada, 3% to the upside. Pretty solid move to the upside. Great candlestick here. And gold Barrick, 0.73% to the upside. Pretty good setup. Moving on to XLE, crude is down, but this ETF is up. This means energy stocks are leading, which is great news for crude. This means crude correction could be buying opportunity. XOP, oil and gas exploration ETF, 90 cents up. OH, a $4 down today. Not a bad session, although. Exxon just lagging, $1.82 down. But Chevron just getting back to the upside from negative to positive today, 71 cents up. Great move for Chevron. So I would say, based on my analysis, any correction in gold and crude and the energy stocks could be buying opportunity, at least for the next few months. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel. Have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.